Welcome back to another episode of Current Podcast. I am your host, Chellz Evette. Welcome. So, Current Podcast, if you are new here, it is a podcast based around what's going on currently in the world around us, but also in the world, within the world within us. So, I have the man, the myth, the legend, a special guest, new to the podcast. Y'all might know who he is, but give it up for Buzy Baker. Woo! I don't got no sound effects. I should have sound effects. Drop on the clues bombs. He is a native of DC. Here to LA. And how many years you been in LA now?
It's about to be 7 this year.
They said 7 is like a lucky number for LA.
For real?
Yeah, they said if you can make it past 7,
Then
you're
you can
good.
make it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because a lot of people around year 3 move back home.
This is true. Especially like we was in the whole transition of the whole COVID thing. I know a lot of people moved back.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I do want to talk about your journey here before we get into what's happening currently.
Okay.
But before that, I always ask every guest, the first question is, what's current with you?
Wow. That's a good question.
Yeah.
What is current with me? Just trying to figure it out. But no, what's current with me is in the Bakers.
Mm-hmm.
Just trying to expand that, just trying to elevate that, and also just continue to live in a space called LA because I'm not from here.
Mm-hmm.
And to the whole point, 7 years and, just day by day because we only get one of these.
Yeah.
We only get 24 hours in a day.
Yeah.
So utilize that.
Do you ever feel like it will feel like home for you?
Maybe.
Yeah.
I feel like even talking to my friends back at home, they kind of throw me a little bit shade because they like, oh, I feel like you sound like you from here, but then like you don't like coming back home. And I'm like, but y'all don't like coming here. The flights to DC are between 5 and 6, and I only go back home for like special reasons, so.
And also, what are you currently watching or listening to?
Oh, all right. So don't judge me. I am currently watching Real Housewives of Atlanta because I'm a K. Michelle fan, but also K. Michelle is pissing me off. So
a K. Michelle fan. That's interesting.
Yeah.
K. Michelle is a Pisces.
Okay.
Our birthdays are like a couple days apart, and I find her to be very interesting. But then every time I find out somebody's a Pisces too, I'm like, they're interesting. Tamar, her. We're interesting people, but
Pisces are definitely interesting. But I love Pisces though.
Okay, what's your sign?
Scorpio.
You're a water sign.
You know
Yeah, we understand. Okay, so we kind of like understand each other.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the journey from Maryland to here. How did you get here? What compelled you to say, I'm going to come to LA and get started? And also, I didn't tell everybody, but Buzy has worked for SiriusXM, the Shade Room. Am I leaving things? Revolt. Am I forgetting anything?
Not Revolt.
Not Revolt.
So, Shade Room, SiriusXM, BT, Ebony Magazine, Dash Radio. I did Beats by Dre like a while back, like helping them like try to elevate their social media page. But yeah, man.
And so when you first came here from DC, I want to talk about that. Like, what made you want to come here? And like, what was like your first job here?
Okay, yeah. So what made me realize that I worked in the federal government before I came here.
Shut up.
Yeah. Like locked in.
Like a government employee.
Oh, I was a GS before I left. I'll say this because I don't care because I think I was like, I don't know what age I moved out here, like 27, 28. I was a GS 11 and I almost could have been a GS 12. Now, if those who don't know, it goes from a GS 1 to a GS 15. And when you were 15, you were a director. So if you were 12 and 13, you kind of getting a little bit of some money. But that's not what I wanted to do though. Like I always was doing the whole like interview situation or like podcast or hosting. I grew up hosting go-go's.
Okay.
So that's how I like transitioned that love from that and then had a radio show in Towson because shout out to Towson University because, that's where I went. But yeah, I was like, yo, I had to figure this out. I'm getting older.
Yeah.
I have to move. My mom did not like that. We got into a whole argument one day because I am a mama's boy. And I'm like, yo, I'm going to quit my government job. Because at the time, my manager would not give me a raise. She was like, oh, you need to do training. So I went to the head of HR. I'm like, yo, such and such said I need to do the training. He was like, nah, I got you. Like, we can go to the head up. And I'm like, well, I'm about to put in my 2 weeks. I'm moving to LA.
No plan. No, you really wasn't. Or you had already.
Oh no, I already planned it.
Okay.
So this is what I did. I took out money for my retirement because I knew I wasn't retiring anytime soon.
Shout out to Fidelity.
Yeah. I took out money from my 401k, and it wasn't even that much. Like, it was $10,000, right?
Okay.
So I took $10,000. I already knew somebody that was out here. And shout out to Yeah Ali, because that was my roommate at the time. And
Shout out to Yaya
yeah,
Ali,
man. Shout
my
out to
Twitter
Yeah Ali.
friend.
Like, Yeah Ali, that's my boy, man. Yeah, I was like, yo, bro, I'm moving to LA. Like, you trying to like get a spot? He was like, yeah. So I'm like looking up spots, found this new build in North Hollywood. I'm like, go see the spot, send me a video. He liked it. I liked it. We put down the security deposit, boom, bam. And that was that. And then to answer the other question, my first job in LA was Spotify, managing their office, and then I was doing Instacart. And then
Everybody got that era, that little Uber Eats, Instacart era.
Yeah.
But I do want to talk to you so I'm going to stay right here for a second because I know there are people probably that could watch this that are at their job. So when you were working this job, you weren't fulfilled. Like, what got you to that critical point was like, I'm about to pull the trigger? Aside from they want to give you a raise, were you sitting there every day like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this.
Yeah, I was sitting up there. I was looking up music. I remember this was a time that like Nipsey Hussle died, so rest in peace to Nipsey Hussle.
R.I.P. Nip.
I watched the whole funeral. I would like be in the office and talk about music to my coworkers because everybody was like our parent age at that time, like in the federal government, right? I want everybody to understand when you work in the federal government, people have been there for years, like years, and it's hard to leave because it's just a stable job and. To the point that I said earlier, you can get that 401k, you're going to get that pension, you're going to get them benefits, you're going to get that paid leave, and even when you leave, you're going to get paid out with your leave and your sick leave. But for me, I'm like, yo, I really love music, and I always wanted to live in LA. I thought about New York, and I'm like, yo, I have to do this. I can't just wait to figure out if I have a job. I would ask people that I knew in LA, like, yo, can I use your address to put on my resume? Thinking it would work, and it wouldn't really work.
Okay.
And I'm like, yo, how's this gonna work? Like, I'm really about to just move across country with my car and $10,000. But I had to realize, like, money come and go. You gotta figure it out. And I'm the type of guy, I'm gonna figure it out. At the end of the day, so
you get into the Spotify building, you're not necessarily doing the job that you want to do yet. Because I'm like, what was on your resume that made Spotify say like, yeah, we want to pull you in? This is a whole, or will you put something else on there?
Nah, so like, here's the other thing, man. Like, look, I have 2 resumes.
Okay.
I have a resume for like facilities, managing offices and all that. Then I had the media resume. Okay. So the facilities and office management got me the Spotify gig. And I got that a week after I moved to LA, and it was contract. But they was never trying to hire me full time. Yeah. And I made different relationships in there, and shout out to Carl, man, because that's how I met Carl. Carl is like head of Rap Caviar. Okay. And I just wanted to try to keep going to like the editorial part, but I didn't get that.
But that's still, it's like getting in the building. You know what I'm saying? Like that's key. It's just getting in the building. Like I love these kind of stories just because it's so divine, like that's how you know when you in your purpose and things are aligned. Cause it's like how you land at Spotify a week after living here. And it's niggas probably trying to get into Spotify right now.
Right now trying to get into Spotify. I still was applying to jobs for Spotify like a year ago or a couple months ago. Like,
it's kind of hard.
It's hard. It's hard.
Yeah, it is hard to get in Spotify. And Spotify one of the places where it's like you kind of have to know somebody, which is interesting because the pay is interesting. But that's another story. Right. So where do you go after Spotify?
After Spotify, I quit because it was I needed a full-time commitment situation. So I applied for like another like office management gig for this company, and unfortunately it backfired because that's when COVID hit.
Damn.
So I'm like, all right, bet, cool.
Damn.
So, I ran up on the unemployment, whatever. Still have my own business because Buzy Baker is an LLC. So you know what I'm saying? Shout out to that. So I did that. And then 2020, I went to the Revolt Music Conference. Okay. Ran into somebody that worked at the Shade Room at the time, who used to work at BET. He was like, yo, you still do interviews? I'm like, yeah. He was like, yo, the Shade Room looking for a host. Like, would you do it? I'm like, I don't know about that. I was like, but I'll tap back in with you. So then I asked my friends back at home, like, yo, should I work at the Shade Room? Like, this is kind of crazy. And then, but also shout out to my boy Malachi because he's the one that like got me into the Revolt conference, and I say that all the time, a part of my story. So yeah, like long story short, I did that. Had a interview with Angie, and yeah, after that, I was at the Shade Room for 2 years.
I
That
worked at
like,
the Shade Room too. You know that I worked there
yeah,
a
I
couple of
know.
years ago. So
Yeah,
I don't know. It started to feel like a rite of passage. Like I
yeah.
feel like you gotta go to the Shade Room to like get to your next place.
Cause it like I tell people, and it's so crazy, cause like that was a part of 4 years ago for me, and
yeah,
it's still a part of my whole conversation now, which is
yeah,
so sick to even say. But like the Shade Room really helped me elevate, and I don't know, man. It'd be so crazy because, like, yo, you used to work at
yeah.
such and such. So I'm like, yo, that was 4 years ago.
Uh
Like
huh.
last week, I had like an artist manager text me talking about how much is it for an ad. I'm like, bro,
I'm not there.
I ain't there.
I'm not there.
But I'm still cool with. I'm cool with China. So shout out
Yeah,
to China, and I'm cool with Angie. So I can
yeah,
still, if I feel like it's a valid reason, then I'll do that. But at the end of the day, I don't work there.
yeah.
So yeah.
It's one of those things. Like I was there. It was a rite of passage. That was kind of like my story too. Wasn't with the Shade Room, but that story you have a Shade Room is how I was with the Jasmine brand.
Okay.
Like I was able to interview Oprah because of the Jasmine brand, and I always get love to Jasmine brand to this day because they didn't ask for no real nothing. Like they just kind of threw me in. That was one of my first interviews. They didn't even know if I could do it. It was
Yeah.
just like a Greenleaf premiere. Oprah gonna be there. Like here's information. I went to the carpet. I felt very green, kind of, but I was just like I sprung into action, and they kept using me. So that's how I feel. I'm like I will always show love to them because like these I don't want to say little, I'm gonna stop saying little. These opportunities, like they're so valuable at the time, even if they don't last forever.
Yeah.
So you made it to the Shade Room. You made it to the Shade Room. Shout out to the Shade Room for real though.
I was on the Shade Room before I worked at the Shade Room,
Me
by
too.
the way. So
Me too. And I actually met Angie in 2016. Shout out to Angie at this brunch when it was the Shade Room Inc. And I told
never knew
her
it was called that.
and the page got shut down. And I was telling her,
okay.
I actually went to the Shade Room anniversary party, their 1 year anniversary. That's how long ago it was or whatever. But it was one of those things where, and then I didn't work there till years later, but it's a part of the culture. I don't care what nobody have to say. Like
100%.
Until you work there, you don't understand. Like people think it's like this salacious shit. I'm like, y'all don't know. Y'all think we could just put anything up and we cannot. I tell people that all the time.
Talk about it. People really don't understand, like, it's a company. When I say a company, it means it has accounting. It has human resources. It has marketing. It has production.
Yes.
It's just not an Instagram page. And some of y'all favorite, like, networks, labels, artists, hit up them for promotion.
Yes.
You know, so, like, people got to understand that. And respectfully, that is, like, one of the number one brands. Like, when I was there, like, it beat CNN.
For sure.
Yeah.
And for sure, even in other places, like, you know, I'm like at TMZ now, like we go to the Shade Room to look for stuff. Like we all work with each other.
Yeah.
You know, like it became such a big part of culture and impact. And I try to explain to people, I'm like, we can't just throw anything up. And there is some level of integrity there and editorial integrity where we're like, I don't want to put that up, or maybe let's skip this. Like people think we just be tossing any and everything up, and it's like nah, let's not do that. Because I tell people like Shade Room is not in the business of ruining people's life, and they hold Shade Room so accountable when there's TMZ, there's other blogs like. We're all reporting on the same thing, but y'all want to attack the black blog. But anyway, that's another story. Shout out to Shade Room. Which interview do you feel like was that moment that kind of solidified you in Los Angeles? Was it Ty Dolla $ign or was it something before that where people were like, oh yeah, I know Buzy, he be interviewing artists?
Well, all right, so we talking about Ty Dolla $ign. Like, some people know, some people don't know. I used to work at Hot New Hip Hop.
Okay,
like,
this food done worked. Okay.
So, like, Hot New Hip Hop was a site when I was in college. I used to go there for music. I used to go there for everything. So my first interview for Hot New Hip Hop was with the Migos.
Okay.
And from there, that's what helped me, like, build a rapport with a lot of people, like, from a Ray Shrimmer when they first dropped, like, Shrimmer, like, but I think, like, what solidified me in LA, like, an interview that solidified me in
or
LA.
An opportunity where people were kind of like, yeah, I know Buzy. Like, oh, you did this thing, and maybe it got a lot of views, or maybe it felt like your presence here got a little stronger after this particular opportunity or interview.
I think, in generally, it was when I first came to Shade Room. I, like, came in there and I shook shit up, right?
Okay.
Like we was doing like the Instagram lives, and a lot of people didn't want to do interviews with them. Like I had my own rapport with certain people, so like the first one was City Girls, and that went crazy. Or like we did like a DDG, or I did Rich Homie Quan, man, rest in peace to my boy Quan. But I don't know, like I feel like I did so many interviews. Like I did like
do you be forgetting them? Because I be forgetting them too. I be like, oh, I interviewed them.
I did
like
Dolph and Key Glock, like one of Dolph's last interviews. But I really think like my I don't know, man. Like I don't know. It's crazy. Like my favorite interview though from the Shade Room, I will have to say, it might be Big Lotto.
Really?
Yeah.
Shout out to Lotto, Big Mama.
Lotto. Yeah.
Because you had her at a time where what was she working on at that time?
She had just came out with like Queen of the South.
Okay.
And everybody was trying to figure out who was her man.
Yeah.
You know, shout out to her man. And then I knew, but I didn't really know. I knew it was between two people, and then I was like, yo, I know it's 21. And then she didn't want to talk about it. And then like our rapport, and that was my first time meeting her in person, it was just like the chemistry was so crazy. And like still to this day, that interview goes viral like every other year because of what she talked about in there. But yeah, I mean, to me, like, I like the Lotto interview. I mean, I like the lot of interviews I've done with the Shade Room.
Yeah.
So.
Well, with the interviews, or even let's talk about the rapport you're building with these artists or their teams, like, because a lot of people, you know, they either want these opportunities or they have them. What do you think is, like, the most important when it comes down to, like, building that rapport to have these lasting relationships?
Man, just I will say like being honest, communication, because at the end of the day, I tell people this all the time, and it really depends on your relationship with that particular one artist, manager, publicist, or record label, because it don't matter what outlet you at. Like they want to know like a rapport that you have, but it does kind of in a sense matter what outlet you at, but then again, it don't like. It makes sense, but it don't make sense.
I know, I get what you're trying to say. It does matter, but it don't matter, but it does matter. Yeah. I always tell people, the one thing about me is I listen to publicists. That's how I got my relationship. If they say don't ask this question, sometimes I won't.
This is true.
I don't push. Especially if they right there and they're like, no questions, and you're like, anyway, so what happened with, that's how you immediately, they like, no. So then when you come back on the carpet, they see you and they're like, oh, last time I asked you not to ask something and you did. You got to obviously fill it out. But I think that's one way too, for at least for me, I built rapport because I've respected the publicist. And then when I seen them again, they pull the talent to me because they know that I'm not going to be like, you know, on the bullshit.
I would say the same thing, though, because to that point, a lot of publicists rep multiple clients. So that one client, they might got another client, or they might got like this super fire hot client. Yeah. And then you just did that, and they like, oh, you remember the time? So, yeah, it's been times where I've been in situations where, like, I was like ask a question, I'm like, yo, I'm not gonna ask this. Or it's a way that you word a question, and you know that, and I will reword it, but and I can still get an answer because I don't want this to look like it's a whole like an interview piece. Like we having a conversation. Like I want you to open up. And I want you to be comfortable enough to me so people that are following you, that's a fan or whatever, they like, okay, now I get it.
It's such a real skill. And I think when people come from the internet, like that influencer talent, interview pipeline, I'm like, y'all be looking nervous as shit. Let's start there. And then y'all be asking the craziest questions. And they be on like big Met Gala. I'm like, y'all are putting people from the internet into Met Gala. It's like y'all need to start the BT Awards first. So, if you can do the BT Awards, if you can do 95 degrees, BT carpet, no water, no tent, nigga, please, you can do any carpet.
Then you solid. And I do want to say this, man. Like, shout out to everybody that has a degree in broadcast. Yeah. Shout out to everybody that has a degree in journalism, communications, because I know it's hard for you to even get a job. Yeah. To your point, like, you got all these celebrities and influencers doing the same shit that we trying to do. Work at a news station, work at a radio, work at an outlet, and they giving them the jobs and not even giving you the job because you don't have that experience. But how you even gonna get that experience without giving that person an opportunity? So I'm really passionate about that because, a lot of people and you know, it's not no hating
No,
shit
it's not.
ever.
Nah.
But some people really don't know how to articulate their words, or they don't even know how to look, or they don't even know how to like stand or even act. Like, it's cool like that this person is popping on TikTok and Instagram, but do they even know how to really ask a question to make this person respond in a way that we gonna be like, damn?
Or do y'all know how to ask a question and follow up with a question based off the last thing they just said? Because that's a real skill.
They don't do that. They stop it right there.
Yeah,
because that is a real skill.
So I'm like, no, I'm like, expound on that. I'm like, that's good. I'm like, you had something there that you could have expounded on, but they'd be like, yeah, okay, what's the next one? This is no shade.
So, no, like, if you literally just ask somebody like, oh, well, you talked about this person on the album, blah, 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 but then y'all about to perform. Like, I don't know. Like, you giving an answer and they about to be in the same lineup or something. Like, come on, man. Like, ask something.
Like go around. And it's no shades if you coming up, you in college or you on TikTok. It's just for people that's been doing it for a while, we happen to see and we happen to know. And it's just something that I'm just kind of like, oh, whatever here. And I also, too, I just thought about this right now because this is what's current. I do want to shift gears. Rest in peace to Take Keith. Oh my God, that's crazy. Have you ever interviewed him?
No, but I will say rest in peace to Take Keith. Take Keith is a legend, man. Unfortunately, like he passed away at 29. Like we don't know why at this point, but like, come on, man, produce like. Come on, Before I Let Go with Beyonce, Sicko Mode, Travis Scott. He produced, matter of fact, you know, and this is a conversation on TikTok. He just sampled UCB, which is a go-go band, Sexy Lady, Lizzo. Yeah. He did that record that's on her album that just dropped a week ago. Yes. Yeah.
Sexy. He just did that one?
Give me on up. Yeah, man. Rest in peace to Take Keith,
Rest in peace to Take Keith. I'm sorry I have to switch gears for a second because I wanted to make sure I mentioned that, especially with you working in music and interviewing artists. Yeah. Now, who has been like your favorite person to talk to? People ask me this all the time. I have an answer. They ask me my worst. I never give that answer because I'm just like, I do off camera all the time.
Okay, I do off camera give my worst too. Because I didn't talk to that person twice. And that person is locked up right now. But free that person though. Like, no, for real. Like, I would say it. But all right, so favorite person that I don't know. Like, I just go off of energy and vibes. Favorite person to talk.
Oh, who had the best vibe energy where you just felt like the conversation was flowing like, oh, this feel like my cousin or something?
I'm going to tell you this. Like, in the way I'm so cool with these niggas to this day, Sway Lee and Jimmy, is because when I first interviewed them in 2014 in the height of Shrimp Life, and I just graduated from college, and you know, I ain't got no type. Bad is the only thing that I like. Like, that was an error. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And their energy was just so hype. Yeah. After that, I interviewed them again, and then I just interviewed them 2024 when I was at Ebony, but like we were lit. Like everybody seen it. Yeah. It was like a hookah in the video.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I don't think I posted it because it was just too lit.
Yeah.
You know, because we had that report, but I think like just talking to them, it was cool. Who else has a great conversation piece? Like,
they're good because I remember BT Words. One of them put their arm around me when we was talking. I was like, okay. Maxwell did the same thing to me too. I'm like, okay. When they start getting a little too comfortable, like, okay.
Yeah, you like, hold on. We gotta pause this. Yeah, I definitely would say them. Shinsia was a great combo. Sweetie is always a great combo. Yeah. Because she's so media trained.
Yeah. Like, you're not getting nothing out of Sweetie.
You ain't getting nothing out of Sweetie, and you can try to, but you might, but you probably won't.
You probably won't. And I kind of love that about because a lot of artists aren't media trained anymore. Yeah. Now, you mentioned Ebony. The reason I want to talk about Ebony is because you worked at all these places. How do you know when is the right time to pivot to the next opportunity? Because I worked at a lot of places too, and sometimes I'm just like, the time's up. And how do you know that, or how have you navigated that space here?
You want to know how I know the time is up?
Yeah.
Because they tell me my time is up.
Really?
I didn't let go. I didn't got let go.
What do you be doing to get let go?
Come on, man. Full disclaimer. Let me say this because I'm glad I'm saying this now because there's been like a lot of like little rumors about certain things.
Okay, we about to dispel the rumors right now.
We can stop this right now. So we can start from number one. Shade Room. I never got fired from nobody's Shade Room. Like I said, if My boy grabbed me this phone right now. I bet you I can call Angie on FaceTime, and I bet you she would answer, and it was cool. And a lot of people don't even know what a severance pay is. I got that. And I can't talk about nothing else than that. Like, it was just, they just felt like the time was like the time.
Yeah.
So cool with that. Then the next job, here we go, like Ebony magazine. I'm like, oh, I'm about to be the music lead, just doing my thing. And they blame me for a situation that social media should have handled because I was head of music. I was on editorial. Now, editorials.com, by the way, y'all. It's a lot of like stipulations. You know this.
Yeah.
And it was the time where J. Cole apologized to Kendrick Lamar on stage at Dreamville, and I was in the building, and I left early because the day before it took me like an hour to get an Uber, and I'm in Raleigh, North Carolina. You know what I'm saying? And I wanted to go back to my hotel. I was on the meeting. They're like, well, why didn't you get this? How did a BET in the Shade Room get it? I said, I'm going to tell you why they got this and why they posted this. Because the dude that works at BET, and that's my guy, he don't got to get approval to post that. So that was the thing for that. And then, so that's why they decided to let me go. Because you left. Yeah, no, because I didn't cover that.
I know, because you left.
Yeah, because I left. But also, like, I couldn't write an article in the time frame. And who's going to read an article and say, like,
I'm cracking up because I can just see you getting in the Uber, like, crowd going crazy, and you already.
Yeah, because I didn't care. Like, what? Shout out to Cole. Shout out to Kendrick. Like, all right, I got to go.
But it's nothing like, because I'm an early concert leaver, not working, but as a person, and I got tears in my eyes.
I'm an early concert leaver. Anybody who know me, I don't want to stay to a let-out.
I'm going to Jay-Z next month, and they talking about it's gonna be crazy getting out of Yankee. Not for me, nigga, because I'm leaving.
Yeah, I want you to make sure you on day 1 or day 2.
I'm on day 2.
Okay, well look at that set list before on setlist.com. That's an unsolicited plug, but they will tell you the set list. All right, so you would be solid for day 2.
So I'm sorry. Let's go back to Ebony. Busting in the damn Uber. What the biggest culture moment happening?
I was in an Uber.
Because this nigga didn't want to sit in traffic.
I left and they was so mad and literally,
God, I can't breathe.
Literally, I'm gonna tell you how this panned out, dog. Like, I was with Ebony, 2023.
You the music lead.
I was the music. I did the biggest on Ebony, man. I did Money Long, Eric Bellinger. That's how me and Eric Bellinger became besties in the Tessie, man. Shout out to my boy Eric Bellinger.
But you didn't do J. Cole?
Because I wasn't on the social team. That don't even make sense. Like, I would have wrote the article on my way back to LA.
Okay.
Like, come on. Like, listen to what I'm saying, right? I was not on social. Like, you on social right now.
I know.
So if you would have left early, they should have been on your ass.
Correct.
Why they on my ass and I'm on the .com, ebony.com?
Because a lot of companies feel like all hands on deck. This is a scrappy job.
Oh, but it wasn't all hands on deck. I'm telling you. So look, so cool. So, okay. So Dreamville was April, right?
Okay.
The next week, I'm going to Coachella like a baddie, man. I had a whole Palm Springs. I had an Airbnb with the pool. Go back from Coachella, I get a call from HR from Ebony. Yeah, we need to have a talk with you. And I'm like, oh, I kind of sensed it. Oh, we got to let you go. I'm like, what's up? And then I was told it was because of the Dreamville shit.
Oh, my God. That is so hilarious to me because I get both POVs. I get you like, well, that's not really my job. And a lot of times with companies, they use that when they want to use that. Because if I would have volunteered and been like, oh, I want to get on stage, no, we don't have a pass for that. Mm-hmm. And then it's a flip like, oh, why you didn't get that? Oh, no, because when I asked for a backstage or I asked for a guide pass, it was like, oh, no, I can't get that. And it's like, if you have me out here for culture's biggest moments, we should always be all hands on deck. So if I want to leave.
All of us are all hands on deck because the person that was social media, he don't even work there no more because they let him go. Well, also, like, Ebony has the tendency to let a lot of people go.
I'm cutting a lot of this stuff out because I'm not about to play with Ebony.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
They're not about to come for both of us.
3 of my managers at one point go. They don't even work there.
Oh, my God.
They trying to still figure it out.
Oh, my God. And so the question was, okay, what's the question? How did you know when to pivot? But really it told you. But I mean, at the end of the day, that's still alignment because it brought you to your next place.
Yeah, I think like what I tell people, and also I'm really vocal on the internet. And the only reason why I be vocal is because I work these jobs that are that front force. Like the Shade Room, like I said, like I don't mention that in an everyday conversation with me. And I want people to understand that, but at the same time, like I had to let people know, like, yo, this is not how that situation happened. Like I didn't get
You have to
fired.
protect your name.
You know what I'm saying? I had a whole artist who has a fire ass song right now who said I got fired, but you know.
The streets is talking. Well, I'm glad you cleared it up here.
But I cleared that up too. Like we cleared that up. I had a whole conversation with Angie about it because Young Miami at the time when she was dating Diddy, we was at a party and I was with Leon Thomas and I came up to
you was at a Diddy
Miami.
party.
No, it wasn't a Diddy party.
Okay.
It was Jesse
Clear
Reyes.
that up.
It was Jesse Reyes album release party.
Okay.
And yeah, I seen Young Miami and Diddy was like, oh yeah, he trying to say what's up. She like, oh yeah, this Baker, he got fired from the shade room. I said, Carisha, stop playing with me.
Oh.
So I texted Angie. I was like, "Yo, what is this?"
Yeah.
She like, "Oh, who told her? France?" I'm like, "Wait, France? I'm so confused.
Dang.
What is going on?"
Dang.
But yeah, no, like to the whole question, all these jobs from like Shade Room, No Bad Blood, Ebony is still No Bad Blood. You know what I'm saying? And SiriusXM, like I got let go from all three of them.
That is so interesting, but I feel like even though those are stories of like firing, so to speak, I just feel like that's still a part of the story, a part of the journey. Like I think that's kind of like, it's great storytelling too, like a part of the process, even though it doesn't feel good in the moment, but you sitting here and you becoming the biggest on your own. And I think a lot of times these things happen because it pushes us to do our own shit, which brings me to my next point, which is ended up at Baker's. Before we get into that, I want to say, at what point did you decide to like create your own room instead of waiting for the invitation? You have all these relationships, you have all these connections. What made you say like, nah, it's time for me to do my own shit?
It was after the first job that I mentioned.
Okay.
And it was only because I'm like, yo, let me keep this going. Like I had this rapport. And ended up at Baker's was two things. It was like a podcast. Mm-hmm. And from the podcast, it ended up being like, yo, we vibing. We catching a vibe as a party thing. Cause like I don't really care too much about doing interviews. Like I endure it. I love the conversations, but I think where I'm at in my life, like I think that's why I stopped doing it. I wasn't really also I was paying for it out of pocket, and at one point I didn't have a job for 8 months. Yeah. So I think that's also what kind of like deteriorated me from like not trying to focus on interviews. Yeah. And I got back to trying to focus on interviews. Like I can do that, but I'm like, all right, well, let me do something that I'm like keyed into and I'm watching people do. Like I'm a fan of these DJ apartment series. But yeah, when I did the Internet at Baker's podcast, like my first guest was Interlee Chopper because I did him before. Yeah. I interviewed him before. Pause.
I know what you mean.
Yeah. And then I had Sexy Red, and the highlight of Sexy Red, they like, oh, how you get Sexy Red? So, then I kept it going like Jordan Jones, I had Orion, I had Westside Boogie. Yeah. And then that's when I stopped it.
And you just stopped the podcast and said, I want to make a shift to making this an actual, what would you call it? Because I don't want to name it the wrong thing. Like, I know it's not, like, so... Like, what makes this series different from, like, hosting a party, you feel like?
I'm going to tell you what makes a difference. Number one, Ended Up at Baker's is a DJ experience, right? Okay. It's a live experience. One, like, Ended Up at Baker's, it became a thing because you never know who ends up at Baker's. Like, outside of the podcast thing, like, all my friends be like, oh, I want to end up at Baker's. Like, it just seems like a vibe. You know what I'm saying? I got the hookah, I got the drinks. You got my dog. Like, I just create, like, this host vibe that... I want you to have this experience when you come to a house. And I had that growing up, like growing up, my mom would host a lot of things and they would come to her house and she would make sure you solid, this person solid, that person, you want a plate to go, all that extra shit. I ask people like, you want water? Yeah. Whatever you want. Yeah. I make sure it's a vibe. But yeah, like Ended Up at Baker's is literally a live DJ experience that I don't host. My DJ, he is the star. Okay. So Jaleel Miles is the star of this shit, and I tell Jaleel this all the time. Like we just ended up at Baker's with it, and I think also, which I know would make a difference, is I have the special guest pull up.
Mm-hmm.
And people might have special guests, but you remember like the black sitcoms, you never know who
Yep.
pop up at
The
somebody's house.
The audience start as soon as they walk in the scene, like woo.
Like, come on, man. Just imagine an episode of Moesha.
Yeah.
And, you know, we have Kobe Bryant, rest in peace,
Usher.
walk in like Usher.
Uh-huh.
Everybody. So that's the thing, and that's how I had ended up at Baker's, and I'm like, yo, the first one was Eric Bellinger, and I only had 10 people, and Eric really came up in that joint, showed up, dancing, singing, all this extra shit, and I just was like, yo, I just want to do this for fun. I'm like, yo, let's keep doing this, and now we at episode 8, BET Weekend.
And that's coming up, and we can't talk about who's coming, because it's a surprise.
It is a surprise.
Okay.
Like, I mean, yo, the crazy thing is, because when I dropped the flyer, and I would talk about this, like, I'll put all the past guests on there. This is how you know people really don't read. It had Eric Bellinger, it had John B, it had Joel James, it had Rob Stone, it had Chris Reddick Times, it had Mike Zombie. Ooh, that's a lot of people, man.
Yeah.
It had Jabari Banks. Yeah. It had all these people.
Jabari is really kind. I like him.
Shout out to Jabari.
Yeah,
Jabari
shout out to
is
Jabari.
From the DMV, too, by
Oh,
the way.
is he? He was, when I met him at the, what was it? What's the show they just had? Bel Air.
Yeah.
When I met him, he was like, he was like, are you from Philly or DC? I was like, no. I was like, I'm from LA. He was like, oh, he was like, I thought you was like from my part of town. I was like, no, I get that a lot though. People think I'm from DC or
you give me like a little DMV flavor.
Yeah, like DMV or like I've gotten like other parts. I've never get here though, because I don't know what here looks like to people or sounds like. I guess y'all so used to being in South Central or something. I don't know. I don't be over there. I'm not from there, so
that's what it is.
It's a little different. But when you reach out to these people, like, is it a situation where you get some no's and you like, I'm gonna keep pushing? Yeah.
I get no's a lot.
Yeah. And then when it blow up, they're going to try to circle back and be like, oh, I want to come back.
Yeah, so me and my boy who's here, we just had a conversation about this earlier because I was texting somebody in the car like, yo, y'all, they going to be in L.A., and they are, but unfortunately they're leaving on Friday. And if I would have had them, it's so crazy because the person that I asked prior to, they used to date.
You about to have something messy going on.
But they never. But the person I was texting today never said no. The other person just gave me a whole lot, and I still love that person. But my whole thing is, it's not even about me, right? It's not an interview. Like, I really want to highlight your catalog. I really want to showcase you. Like, when I had John B. And we didn't grow up in the John B era. That was like our parents, our aunties, our uncles, our grandma. When I had that John B shit, like, everybody loved that. And he loved it itself. Like, yo, like, all these people really do still love my music. And it's fire. Like, even with, like, having Kaylin for real, that West Coast shit, everybody like, yo, you had Kaylin? Yeah. Like, I live in L.A., so why wouldn't I have, like, somebody from the West Coast? You know what I'm saying? Like, pull up.
It's curated very specific.
It's definitely really specific. I definitely try to. So I reach out to people that I actually know.
Yeah, that's the starting point.
Yeah, and I like text people and I ask, and sometimes, you know, they say and then I have to like keep hitting them up multiple times, and I have to hit up the team, and then that's when the team be like, oh, nah, this is not the right fit and extra. I'm like, how is this not it's not even a performance. And I also had people.
I want to say it's a fee to stand around. Okay. So that's why I did want to ask you, how do you curate this guest list and like protect like the vibe? And it's also, to clarify, it's typically at your home, like where you lay your head.
Lay your head on my pillow. Like, I literally do this where I stay. I literally feel like, and that's why, like, sometimes I feel this type of way, too, because, like, it's really where I stay.
Yeah.
But my security in the building is cool.
Yeah.
We vet people as far as the RSVPs. Like, this time, like, we vetted people, but then, like, still, like, we want the baddies to show. Yeah. Like, I'm having, like, these producers and, like, labels and PRs, like, RSVPing or DM me. I'm like, let's make this happen. But yeah, for my apartment, for sure, we vet it. And I cut it off at a certain point because I don't want it too packed. Like, the most packed it has been was John B.
Yeah.
But I also don't tell people who the guest is.
I know. You make it such a surprise, Jay-Z.
Yeah.
But this one for BT Weekend, it's not, no, if Jay-Z... If Basquiat wig show up, it's over. I'm sorry, it's not Basquiat wig no more. What did I call him this time? I said Frederick Douglass Fro. If Frederick Douglass Fro show up, it's over. But this one particular BT weekend, do you feel like this is gonna be your biggest one? It's not the house, and what can people expect from this one?
So 2 parts.
Okay.
BT weekend will be the biggest ended up at Baker's of anybody's life. It will be an experience.
Stamp it.
Shout out to. Are you coming?
I didn't get. Yeah, I'm coming.
I mean, you don't have to RSVP, but like, because you've been invited before.
We stick to the.
All right.
The questions.
All right. So yes, this up and coming weekend, which is next week, which is Friday, June 26th. This ended up at Baker's will be the biggest ended up at Baker's. And I will say this for a couple of reasons because one, it's not at my spot. I literally like took this out my pocket and I paid for this spot.
Yeah.
And I wanted to create a vibe. Like we have a bartender, we got the open bar, we have the hookah, I have somebody catering oxtail.
Oh my gosh. I might end up at Baker's for real.
Yeah, we have security because, a nigga gotta have security.
Yeah.
I don't have security in my apartment because my building is secure. But like this time, it's BET weekend, and you just want to make sure everybody is valid. And I'm that type of person. I want you to enter a space, and I want you to feel comfortable, and I want you to be safe in the space. You know what I'm saying? Especially like where I'm from. Like I know I live in LA, but the DMV sometimes can be a crab in a barrel space, and it can be a non-safe space.
You don't feel like LA is crab in a barrel?
I don't think LA is a crab in a barrel as much as I grew up in the DMV, that a DMV is a crab in a barrel because you can be my bestie in the testy right now and you can be my number one hater. You could be my number one op. Or you can be the same person trying to like pow to the head.
Also, too, I think you feel that way because you're not from here, but LA natives feel like it's very crab in a barrel. And we also could feel like, I had this conversation with one of my other guests, which is my friend. I don't know if you know Adrian, but he's a videographer. But we were talking.
Adrian. Shout out to Adrian.
Shout out to Adrian. We were talking about like why we feel like transplants get ahead of LA natives because you guys do.
Okay, why?
Because there's a different hunger there. Like, you guys came from a totally different place. We come up the street. You know what I'm saying? Okay. And we were talking about opportunities that we don't necessarily see just because we have that, I don't want to say chip on our shoulder, but it's kind of like, okay, well, it's whatever. But whereas the transplant is like, nah, I got to get this because I got to make a name for myself. I'm hungry. I got to, create these opportunities. I got rent. I don't have a parent's house out here that I can go to or my granny or anything like that. And we just... being from LA, sometimes we feel like we're bigger than the program sometimes. So it's kind of like, nah, I'm not doing that. Like, nah, like I'm cool. Where it's like, it's a little different vibe. And I see both sides because a lot of my friends are transplants. And I also big up transplants because I'm like, you guys had so much courage and zeal to move across the world. And it's like, this should be in our backyard, and like y'all seizing opportunities. So when I see a lot of like hate online, I'm like, y'all hating on them, but it's like, y'all could do the same thing. Like, everybody got the same 24 hours, but it's like, but the transplant's doing this and this and that. So why you don't do it? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And even for you now with creating this space that ended up at Baker's, it's like, it's going to continue to blow up even bigger. And at some point, somebody is going to be like, oh, well, he only got that because, this is going to become that thing. But you got to continue to like, stay locked in and focused on that because it started off, the first guest was Eric Bellinger, right? Yeah. So do you have a guest that you like, I gotta lock this in the future or soon that you like, if they come, this is it?
100%. I want Kehlani. That's easy.
Really?
I love Kehlani.
No, I know you love her, but I thought you were about to say something like super out of reach. Like, if Hov come by, it's a wrap.
I mean, like I had a conversation with Kehlani manager and Kehlani team, and Kehlani just booked and busy because I had Chris Reddick Times, who is my boy, who produced Folded, who produced he A&R the whole Kehlani album, by the way, which is fire.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It is really good.
And I know she's seen Ended Up at Baker's. Like, I love Kehlani every time I see her. It's love. I just really feel like Kehlani just got a dope body of work, but I would love to get like a LMA. It's a lot of people that I reached out to, but it's the teams, man. Yeah. Like I love LMA. I would love to get like I want to say people that I know. I feel like it's doable, right?
Yeah.
Like I would love to say Drake. You know, that's my Scorpio brother. Like,
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Drake would be insane.
Drake would be
and when
crazy.
The way I've been seeing stuff, I feel like he will come.
I feel like
you just gotta go to Turks first. You gotta go to Turks first, and then
we both Scorpio.
Yeah.
So like he might pull up. On the humble.
I went to Drake's Memorial Day party. I'm gonna always tell the story because I don't know if I ever go back. It's where he lived at the time, so that's why I really think about ended up at Baker's because it was where he laid his head, and he had so many people in there. There was so many people at Drake Memorial Day party. I seen so much stuff with my 2 eyes. I was just like, I cannot believe this happening. Bumped into this nigga in the kitchen. His daddy, all kind of stuff happened or whatever. But anyway, He kind of made that name for himself with those Memorial Day parties, and it's kind of like what you're curating here. And I like that we're getting back to that space.
Yeah.
And we want to keep it safe. We want to keep it going. We want to make sure niggas is not being funny, being weird.
None of that. And I also tell people too, like I do have a habit to being in a space like, yo, I want to control the vibe. Like I want y'all just know we on camera. Mm-hmm. And if you are on camera and this is on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, whatever, the people is going to see when you not vibing.
Yeah.
And they're going to pinpoint that out.
Yeah.
So I just want you to be on your P's and Q's, but also like just kind of vibe, man. Like it's not even just a moment for Jaleel. It's not a moment for me. It's a moment for whoever pull up, because if I was a guest that ended up at Baker's and I'm dancing in the crowd, I want y'all to like get a clip of me and, and also like, it's one of them things, like, one is free.
Yeah.
And I'm literally having these people in my living room, by the way. Like,
yeah.
A lot of people never seen a John B. Live, or a lot of people never seen a Caitlyn For Real, or Eric Bellinger, or whoever, or, like, even this up-and-coming week. Like, you're going to see people that you see on TV, or you're going to see artists.
Yeah.
Like, I will say this, though. Like, I do have a baddie pulling up because I do watch baddies. So
okay, is it sponsored by Zeus Network?
Nah, it's not. Zeus might gotta pick it up. You know what I'm saying?
Zeus, pick it up.
Yeah, I do.
Now this TV, pick it up.
I do have a baddie pulling up, man. Do have a baddie pulling up.
Can we get a hint? No, I'm just like
she was MVP before.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
That was a big hint, right?
That was a really big hint.
I think so.
Fortunately, not for me because I don't watch baddies.
Okay,
but whoever's watching in the future, listening, that you guys now know who's going to end it. I'm going to clip that just for that part so they can know who's coming.
Now she definitely has to come, and I hope traffic don't get in nobody's way. But
now she definitely has to come.
She coming.
I wish I knew about baddies. I know Nally Nunn.
You would know this name if I said his name.
Okay. Well, you don't have to say it, but I do.
But nah, hold on, wait. No, I do want to say, I do got to say, like, I do have a special guest, though, that is a songwriter.
Okay.
He is a producer, and he is dropping an album on Friday, and he's so dope. He done wrote for Beyonce, done wrote for Trey Songz. He done wrote for Usher. One of Usher.
So Leon's coming, got it. Okay.
We're not even going to talk about Leon.
Because if Leon's coming,
we can get my phone right now, because the last time I asked Leon to come, like, I ain't get no text back. So, yeah.
You can't, this is not, I can't talk to you on this platform. This is not the platform for mess. Because although I like mess, this is not the platform for mess. Because I will go on about it. You turning this into Joe Budden podcast.
I'm not being messy, though. Like, he already know. We had a conversation about Internet by Vegas for sure.
And I feel like at this stage, he could come.
Leon is one of my besties in the testy too.
You need to have Bryson Tiller pull up.
Yo, Bryson drop the low would be fire.
That would be, and I feel like we just got to get it going. Because I just know, I feel like when I'm naming these people like the Leons and Bryson, I feel like these are people that really would come.
Like, but that we will really appreciate, right?
Oh
like
my
I want everybody to understand, like, it's about your catalog.
Yes.
Like, it's about reminiscing. Like how I tell Sway Lee all the time, and I say, yo, Sway, you pull up, like, come on, I ain't got no type, like, bad, like, all my girls do yoga.
Yeah.
Black Beatles, like.
Yeah.
Whoo, Sativa.
That would be really fire. And I
Crazy.
think that, I'm telling you, it's gonna blow. Like, I just have these feelings about things, and I'm like rooting for it to really, like, really expand the way it does. And I want to close on, like, this note here for people that are just discovering you. Who is Buzy Baker beyond the content?
Oh, wow.
I got to get my Oprah.
Oh, wow.
So let's talk about it. Let's open up. Who is Buzy beyond the content?
Who is Buzy Baker beyond the content? All right, so Buzy Baker beyond the content. I'm really a big music fan. I'm really a big music lover. Like, I love music. I love going to concerts. A concert hate to see me come in. I hope.
I see you outside the what was we? Where Leon was there, the Hollywood Bowl. Was that Hollywood Bowl?
Cause guess
the Greek.
No, because guess who I was going to see and link
Leon.
up with? Leon.
Yeah.
And guess who I was with after the concert? Leon.
Yeah. I
Right.
remember I seen you there.
Yeah, I was by myself. You know what I'm saying? Vibing.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I'm really like a concert guy. Like, I'm gonna go see Summer Walker next week. I cannot wait because I love me some Summer.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I'm that guy, but I'm also just like a good friend.
Yeah.
Also, I'm really just that guy that really just love to try to put people onto opportunities. You know, like my DJ Jalil, you know, I just keep trying to like, I want him to continue to elevate so bad. And my guy DJ that does the production, like I just keep throwing them opportunities. And I never want no kickback from none of this.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? If niggas want to give me 1, 2, 3, 4%, whatever, that's solid. But all this is in like a good nature of my heart, man. I just really try to be a good guy.
Yeah. Do you feel like that's why people feel so connected to you?
What?
As far because you're just like because I believe you're like a genuine person, and I think that a lot of times with social media and celebrities and clout and all this other weird shit that people be connecting people to, I think that if I had to answer that question that I just asked you, I think people connect to you because there is a certain level of is that the word? Genuineness there? It's not the word. Genuinity there. Sorry, he brought me Prosecco. And I think that's why people connect to you outside of like everything that they see. Because based on just what you said, like I'm just doing this for the love of the game. Like if they want to kick back something, they're they can, but it's not really about that.
Yeah, like to the point, like I'm really a genuine person. Even just how I connect with all these artists, right?
Yeah.
Like at some point in time, all the artists that I name right now on your show, like I done did something for it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I either played you on the radio or I done wrote an article about you, or maybe we done got you on a platform a little 2, 3, 4 times. Or even I talked about you personally myself. Because we still our own platform outside of like other platforms that we worked with. But yeah, I feel like I'm a genuine person. I just don't like weirdo shit.
Of course.
I think like when I moved to LA, I noticed, it could be a lot of weirdo things, or people might be around you for who you are, or people.
It's disgusting. I always say it feels so fucking icky. I always say that.
It's real icky. And then like my friends back at home really hate to say like that I'm like famous or like known because like they don't like me saying that. But I'm like, well, your friend is kind of like that too. Because when I go back home, it's that. Yeah. But I don't want it to be that title. But also it's like, yo, who can say they can call up a Keisha Cole, or who would say they can call up this person, or like you can literally check my phone. I got like half of these people numbers.
Yeah.
And that's not even a thing though. Like I literally just love what I do, and I'm just, just living every day. Living my life like it's golden.
As we close, what do you want the future of Ended Up at Baker's to be?
Wow, that's a good question because I didn't talk about this a lot. What do I want the future of Ended Up at Baker's to be, man? I just want this to be like number one, continue to be a safe space. I want to get sponsored again, because shout out to True Religion because they sponsored it before.
Hey,
I just want this to continue to be a vibe. Like I told you earlier, like I want this to be like one of them black sitcoms. Like you never know who come up, and I don't want to tell y'all who's coming up. I want y'all to guess who is coming up. Like I would love to like share a name, but that's not the thing because like I don't want to feel like I'm promoting something either.
Yeah.
Like, I want y'all to understand like Ended Up at Baker's, and the whole tagline is you never know who end up at Baker's, and it's always gonna be you never know until you go.
Yeah, so you gotta come because that's gonna give away the house.
Yeah, you gotta come, and then once you see it on the internet, you can be like, oh my God, I wish I would have came to Ended Up at Baker's. And I'm like,
Have you turned away RSVP that you seen on the name, and you was like, not at all, never? Because I would if I had one.
Some RSVPs are still pending. Like,
never. I remember you was acting funny, bitch. Next, who are you? Never. I know you're. That would be me. That's why I don't have stuff like that. It'd be 10 people in there.
Yeah, I mean.
And you a Scorpio, so I'm surprised because I never forget an out face. Never forget somebody who did some funny shit to me.
No, for sure, because I be outside. Like,
and they try to switch it up when you start getting the ball rolling, or they see stuff and it's like, oh, I want to come. Like, nah, I remember when you was on some funny stuff, but that's a whole nother conversation because I wanted to end lightly and I'm hyping myself up because I started remembering stuff about stuff. When you work in entertainment, you're going to see a lot. You're going to get a lot of no's, but you just need that one. I know I sound like Lady Gaga, but she was like, you're going to get 100 no's, but all you need is one yes. But it's real. It's real. Like, y'all, Buzy, thank you so much for coming. You guys ended up at Baker's. Make sure you come. It's BT weekend. Where else are you going to go?
Oh, my God. BT weekend. Where else are you going to go? BT weekend. It's on a Friday. It's from 3 to 7 p.m.
Yeah.
You know, it's 7 p.m. Friday. You might be outside. It might be 95 degrees. You might not got no NIGGA, but you ended up at Baker's, though.
And you might could find you a man and end up at Baker's.
Yeah,
or a little chick or something.
You can find you a man. You can find you a chick. You can find you a bestie and a testy.
Yeah.
And also, it's going to be a lot of powerful people in that room.
Yeah. I mean, they said Obama might be pulling up. That's all I heard. I heard Obama might. I heard Sasha Obama. Because Sasha Obama be outside. So they be outside. Exactly. So I'm like, I don't know, but where can they find you? Drop your socials.
Okay. Y'all can find me at Buzy Baker. So that's BUZYBAKER. That's on Instagram, TikTok. I really don't be on Twitter like that, so don't catch me on Twitter, but catch me on Threads. Chellz no. All Buzy Baker. And I appreciate you for inviting me and having this conversation. You know, I love what you're doing.
Thank you.
You a great media personality. You're a great person in this space. You know how to lead a convo, end a convo, stop a convo, carry a convo.
Yeah.
And we got to continue to show that, man, because there's a lot of people that want to do this, and we just got to continue to show that.
For sure. I appreciate you for coming because, like, with Ended Up with Bakers, like, I reach out to people all the time. People, let me tell you something, because I keep going on a tangent, but one thing I do not like is if somebody reaches out to you, whether it's Ended Up with Bakers or a podcast, politely decline or say, I'm not sure. Do not set a date. Do not say you coming. Do not do that and then don't respond.
Yeah.
Like, I don't do that to people. I'll be like, I'm not sure, I'll get back to you. Let me circle back. But there are people that'll be like, yeah, set the date, and then it's this whole other thing. So that's not okay, but that's the entertainment industry. That's the business that we in. We got to just keep going. So if anybody out there is getting declined or you're getting no's for your space, there are people that want to show up for you. Thank you guys so much for tuning into Current Podcast. You can follow me on Instagram at bombshell with B0MBC. I don't know. Don't give me no more Prosecco.
Oh, it's the Prosecco for her.
MBCHEL. Bombshell with a 0. And you can also follow Current with Chellz on Instagram. And I'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye, y'all.